Hey guys, this is Collin, Moshman, and Katie Dozier for CardsChat.com, and today we have the top 5 sit-n-go tips. Take it away, Katie.
All right. Number one is not going to surprise anyone who's listened to any content I've produced over the last 7 years or so, because I think it involves the number one underrated skill in S&G poker, which is pre-flop shove fold.
Yes.
Everyone acts like it's so easy, and you know what? Usually the people that I see making fun of it are people that, you know, end up on a poker show making a fool of themselves, not knowing what to shove with 5 blinds. So number one, super important, is to really know your pre-flop shove fold ranges.
Okay, now I know you weren't just talking about Phil Hellmuth. I'm sure you had somebody else in mind.
I did have Phil Hellmuth in mind on his Poker After Dark thing. You're right. We didn't know what to shove with like 3 blinds like 10 years ago or something.
Well, that's a good one. I think we should move on to tip number 2, which is table select aggressively. Your win rate is based on your edge relative to your opponents at the table. You want recreational players who are making clear mistakes. If you can pick a specific table, that is great, but otherwise select the format. So let's say that 6 max is softer than 9 man, or normal speed than turbo, a different time of day. And anything you can do to play against weaker opposition is going to be a massive impact on how much you make at the tables.
That's a really good point, which brings us to the third point, which is going to be to really spend time working on 3-handed and heads-up play. That's where most of the money is made, you know, and it's also, I think, the most fun to study, so
Yeah.
There's also the benefit there. And you just really want to spend a lot of time focusing on how to play heads up really well and how to play 3-handed, because there's so many common dynamics that come up in S&G that you can study and prepare well for.
Yeah, definitely, and that's going to help you to be prepared for earlier in the game, because there's so much post-flop and heads up and in 3-handed, so vital part of the game to study. Now, one thing that is super important in any sit-n-go format is that you always have an equity, which is how much your entry is worth at that point in time, and you want to maximize that equity. Easiest way to do that is from your opponents colliding. You don't just have to win chips to increase your equity. When your opponents collide, you win equity. So if you have maniacs at the table, let them collide. Gain equity that way, and that's going to be a huge way to boost your win rate.
That's definitely true. And another important way is our last tip of this video, which is to accumulate chips on the bubble. Now, I don't even know if we should have to say this, because it is possibly literally the most fun thing in poker to be like really owning a bubble, and you're just accumulating chips, and then you get to 3-handed play and you have like 95% of play, and you're like, all right, just sit out, you know?
I've literally never had 95%.
I'm sure you have. Not maybe every tournament, but I'm sure it's happened above 95%. Maybe. Yeah, but those are the tournaments, and you really want to strive for that. It's so important to not play passively on the bubble.
Yeah, a huge way to improve your finish distribution, weighted toward first place, so awesome tip there. And this has been Collin, Moshman, and Katie Dozier for CardsChat.com.